I'm Jeremy Franklin, Artistic Director for the Mesa Repertory Theatre, and here we are, our final week for the 2013 summer season. And what a season it has been. We have had 3 great shows for you, 3 completely different productions with 3 different sets, all in the same theater at basically the same time, running in rep. In fact, this week we have 9 performances over the course of 5 days. And so a lot of people ask me, how do you manage to keep up with this schedule? And the answer is multifaceted. 1, we take a lot of time picking great shows. 2, we pick really great casts who can work at the speed we have. And the most important thing for this podcast is the technicians that help us create 3 distinctly different environments. We're going to take a few minutes today to talk to the tech crew of the Mesa Repertory Theatre and talk about what it takes to make these 3 shows go.
Hello, I'm Taryn Cochran, and I am the costume mistress for the Mesa Repertory Theatre.
Hi, my name is Auburn Ashley, and I'm house manager for Mesa Repertory Theatre.
My name is Laurie Johnson. I'm stage manager for Mesa Repertory Theatre.
I am Liz Cave, and I am the lighting designer.
Hi, I'm Molly Elway. I'm props designer for Mesa Repertory Theatre.
My name is Jerry Ditter. I am the scenographer and the technical director for Mesa Repertory Theatre, and also the director for the children's show Wiley and the Hairy Man. One of the challenges of repertory theater is that you have to create a set for 3 different shows. You have to do the changeovers between every show, and you want to make it as easy as possible for the technicians that have to be involved in it. So when we design in the rep, we are looking at changing just a couple of elements on each piece or each show while keeping a base unit for all 3 productions. This is a black box model. This is what we call a white model, except the space is in black and the piece or the base unit for all 3 productions is in white. So we have the white model platform sitting here, and then we piece everything on top of that, 1 piece at a time for each show. First one for ALTAR BOYZ is our TV cross. It is the sole sensor in the script. It is 7 TVs that are linked all together to a computer, and the images then are all playing on that TV at the same time. This is the ALTAR BOYZ piece. In our changeover, we can quickly remove or cover that with the wall for History of America Abridged. It starts closed like that, and the audience gets to see the birth of the set, and it opens up. It does have doors in the center, and then the actors will place the timeline across the set, and then they fill it with their props and pieces. That's a simple piece that comes in, and we'll remove that one. And then for Wiley and the Hairy Man, we have a 6-foot revolve that sits on the top of the platform, which actually is 3 different locations in itself. It starts inside of Mammy's house or inside the shack, so the roof line is upward to give more height. When Wiley leaves and goes into the swamp, it goes to the side, so you only see the T. And then if he's on the porch of the house, then it's to this side, and the porch slopes downward to give it less height and make it feel like you're outside on the porch. And then the 4th is this position, which is Wiley's tree, and that's the tree that he is in most of the time when he meets the Hairy Man.
The difficulty of lighting 3 different shows is definitely the fact that it's 3 different shows that have 3 different moods the whole time, that have to go on 1 light plot. And a light plot is how the lights are all hung, and we have to make sure that the way they are hung will work for all 3 shows and all 3 shows' needs. The black box is much smaller, so it makes it a little bit easier. You're not lighting a huge stage like the Robinson. It's very intimate, so you can pick and choose exactly where you want to light. ALTAR BOYZ was the most challenging one to design because there were so many different things going on. The boys were constantly moving around, so I had to decide, do I keep this entire area lit or do I close them off? And sometimes they're closed off, sometimes the whole area is lit. But ALTAR BOYZ was my biggest challenge and probably the scariest thing I've ever done.
Actually, okay, I'm going with America because I have about 80 props for them that just go around that I have to rotate completely. Like the bullet goes around maybe starts here, I have to run it over there, it comes back over here, I have to run it back over there, it comes over there, I have to run it back here, and then run it back over there. I also have it organized. Each show gets their own cardboard box, but some shows get 2 or 3 boxes. ABRIDGED gets 2 boxes, and then they have some really big stuff that won't fit in boxes, but I label them like Act 1, Act 2, and then for ALTAR BOYZ, I have stage left, stage right box, backstage box, and then the exorcism box. So I have them all ready to go in the right order, and I also color code things for the boys depending on like who gets what microphone and who has what water bottle, because we don't want the germs flying.
This year, we were able to bring in Tamara Carruthers as our guest costume designer from the Creed Repertory Theatre. She drove in from Creed 2 days a week to design, pull, buy, and to build all the individual costumes for ALTAR BOYZ and for Wiley, but also the 30-some-odd costumes it took to put on America Abridged. In Tamara's absence during the run, maintenance of our costumes falls on the costume mistress. How many loads of laundry do you think you've done so far this run?
This run so far, I believe I've done about maybe 4 or 5 at least.
Just for ALTAR BOYZ or for everything?
For ALTAR BOYZ, 4 or 5. For everything, probably more than that.
Yeah?
Yes. I stay here till about 11:30 at night, making sure that everybody's clothes are clean and make sure that everything looks great for the next run.
Awesome. How many costumes are there? Do you know?
I have no idea, but ALTAR BOYZ not a whole lot, but if you take a look at the rack for the history of America Abridged, that's a full rack of clothes. I'm going to guess about 20 pieces at least, not including the 2 carts.
Stage manager is an ideal position for someone who is ADD because you have so many things you have to do. You have to go from one thing to the next. It's almost a glorified secretarial position. You take care of people, you feed people, you get people medications if they need it, you direct them to people who have Band-Aids if they have them, you know, if they need things like that. So pretty much you're like the mother hen for all the shows that are running in repertory. And that's what I've been doing, and I force food on everybody. During the shows, I am given the task of calling the cues for lights and sound. And I'm very fortunate to have an awesome light board operator and an equally awesome soundboard operator. The most complex cue-wise, of course, is ALTAR BOYZ because it does go boom, 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 like you, like you, like you. And just constantly moves and moves and moves. To the point where I have to focus a lot on the lights, and Jerry on sound has taken on the task of going ahead and taking care of his cues himself. And thank goodness he's able to do that.
With Mesa Repertory Theatre, we work with summer interns and students that are taking summer theater. So it's always an interesting experience because you don't really know what their abilities are. So we work with them on a daily basis. They come from a wide range of backgrounds. Some are musical theater majors, some are acting directing majors. One of them was a design technology major. So working with them on different levels, and I'm pushing them to do things that are outside of their normal comfort zone.
I painted this whole thing. I spent a good 2 weeks painting this with 2 extra helpers, but Jerry had the design, gave it to me, and said go. So that's what I did.
Was it your first time doing a lot of painting?
Yeah, it was my first time ever painting a huge flat. So I just went with it, and this is how it turned out fine, I think, and it looks really cool from where I sit, so I'm sure that everybody else likes it.
Sweet.
As technical director, I'm not only instructing them, but I'm also helping them. I throw in all of my expertise, and I try to guide them to be good professionals.
I don't have a favorite show. All 3 of them hold like a special place with me. They make me feel different feels. Like Wiley and the Hairy Man makes me feel like a 4-year-old and brightens my imagination. ALTAR BOYZ definitely gets my spirit going, and I always leave with a smile on my face. And America just makes me laugh the whole time, and I don't think I laugh at any of the other shows more than I do America, because it changes every night.
When the shows come, just like show after show after show, like at noon, it's like at 2 and then at 7:30. It's like we're really busy when we get those breaks in between, but it's the rush of the show, and after the show you're like, I want to do even more. It's like I go home and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired, but I still want to do more shows because I'm on that like adrenaline rush.
I love working with a group to get a product done, and that's what this is. Even though I'm the one calling, I'm not really, I'm just keeping everybody on the same page. And I love that. When I was in high school, I was in marching band, and I love that because we marched together to do the formations. I played my saxophone in tune with everybody else at the right times, and we made beautiful music. And this is something that I just love to do, and so being part of this whole thing is exciting for me because I am part of a well-oiled machine.
Don't miss our final 4 performances of Wiley and the Hairy Man, ALTAR BOYZ, and the Complete History of America Abridged at the Mesa Repertory Theatre this Friday and Saturday.